everyone. I'm Mary Kay Grimaldi.
And I'm Rich Nation.
This is Shell Point Today for Thursday, January 29th. On today's show, we'll find out about a party coming up that looks to the night sky, the Star Party.
But first, we want to remind you that tonight is the night for the Concerts and Conversations event featuring cellist Evan Drockman and pianist Richard Dowling. Both of these fine musicians have extensive international resumes playing on many continents. This is sure to be a unique performance, and you get to socialize with the artists and get to know them. The concert lineup can be found online at www.shellpoint.org/concerts.
And tomorrow is the big day for the annual gala. Come enjoy a celebration of what is possible at Shell Point. The featured entertainment is Ethan Borknick, a 14-year-old piano prodigy, composer, and singer. Two seatings on Friday are at 2:45 and 6:45 p.m. at the Village Church.
The night sky has been fascinating people as far back as there have been people on Earth. The mystery of those far-off celestial bodies makes the imagination run wild. Some folks get very serious about searching the night skies and get very sophisticated with the astronomy hobby using powerful telescopes and other gear that lends an up-close and personal view of the planets, moons, and stars. You are invited to the next star party coming soon to the darkness of the golf course parking lot. Caitlin Van Scoy and Doug Heatherly are up next to tell you all about it.
Hi, I'm Caitlin Van Scoy, and I'm here with Doug Heatherly, and we're here to talk about an exciting event coming in February. As you can see, we're standing at Shell Point Golf Club in the parking lot, and you may be wondering why. Well, we're going to talk to you about a stargazing party coming up February 7th. Now, Doug, please tell us more about what this event will entail, who's going to host it, and what residents can expect that night.
Okay, this is our third annual Star Party.
Okay, great.
And we do it in conjunction with the Fort Myers Astronomical Society, and it's really the Stargazing Club of Fort Myers and Cape Coral. And they'll bring their personal telescopes out here, and we'll have probably a half dozen telescopes and astronomers, and they'll be set up, and there'll be different types of telescopes. Great. And so you'll get to see different types, different objects and that kind of thing with it. And it ought to be a good night. It's February 7th.
From 7 to 9.
Okay.
Yep.
And the objects that we ought to be able to see that night, we'll have some planets that are up. Jupiter. Wonderful. Which is the king planet, of course. Great. We have Mars, we have Venus, and we have the Great Orion Nebula in that evening. So the objects we'll be able to see are fun to look at, and it'll be a really pleasant night. The only thing people need to pay attention to, though, is wear something appropriate for a cool evening.
Absolutely.
So we'll have some cheers. We'll have an introduction to the night sky. It'll start, I think you said 7 to 9 that evening. One of the things that's really nice about these star parties, Caitlin, is that for people that have never had an opportunity to use a telescope or never had any opportunity to come out and do any observing, this is a great opportunity. You'll get a chance to see multiple objects in the sky, and you'll have professionals that'll be able to explain to you what you're looking at.
Great.
And this is a great opportunity.
That's wonderful. I really do love watching the stars, but sometimes it's nice to know what you're looking at, isn't it?
It is. It is.
Now, there will be special transportation to this event to and from, and sign up is required. So if you really enjoy the stars and want to enjoy a wonderful evening, please join us from 7 to 9 on February 7th right here at the Shell Point Golf Club. And we'll see you there.
Now it's time to cover all of today's happenings, Academy news, menus, and Village Church connections.
Welcome to the happening segment of Shell Point TV. I'm Bev Chandley, and this is Caitlin Van Scoy, and we're going to tell you about the activities we offer for you through Resort Services today. At 7:15, we have a Health Connections class down in the Health Club, Bend, Breathe, and Balance. Then we'll move to 8 o'clock for the Men's Golf Association. They meet at the Shell Point Golf Club. Also at 8 o'clock, there's pickleball at the pickleball courts. Our last 8 o'clock activity today is the round robin doubles tennis at the Woodlands tennis courts. We leave for beach day at 8:30. That's the Island Court pickups beginning time. 8:40 is when we'll be picking up at the Woodlands, and 8:50 at Eagles Preserve and Estuary. Sign up is required for beach day. At 9 o'clock, Samba, the card game, will be played in the Sabal room of the Woodlands. At 9:30, current events will be discussed in the game room of the Woodlands. Also at 9:30, we have ladies match play tennis at the courts. The Paddlers Club will be meeting at the Kayak storage facility for their weekly outing at 9:30. And at 9:45, we have introduction to beginning line dancing. That's in the health club on the island. From 10 to 12, the photo studio and gallery is open for viewing down in the tunnel. And at 10:15, it's time for basic line dancing, and that's in the health club on the island. Our Suzy Q boat will head to Rum Runners at 11 o'clock. You need to sign up for that at the greeter's desk on the island. Now that's our morning lineup. Here's Caitlin for the afternoon.
Thanks, Bev. We start our afternoon off with Mah-Jongg at 12:45 in the library lounge. At 1:15, we have Shuffleboard at the Shuffleboard courts. And at 1:30, another Health Connections class, Aqua Pilates stretch in the LifeQuest Aquatic Center. Finding Joy will be meeting in the Manatee room at 1:45. And from 2 to 4, the photo studio and gallery will be open for viewing. At 2:45, another Health Connections class, Balance and Mobility Training Level 2. That's in the Health Club, and that's currently full. The Seamstress will be here for her weekly service at 4 o'clock in the Osprey room. And 4:30, Alchoholics Anonymous will be meeting in the Sabal room of the Woodlands. 6:30 is the time for Pinochle in the library lounge. At 7 o'clock, we have a special Concerts and Conversations series. Evan Drachman, he's a cellist, and Richard Dowling, he's a pianist, will be performing in the Grand Cypress room of the Woodlands. And you do need a ticket for that. We finish Thursday off with 7 p.m. Trailblazers Bible study in the game room of the Woodlands. Well, those are all our exciting events for today. We'll see you right back here tomorrow.
Hi, I'm Terry Kolath with your Academy information for Thursday. At 1 o'clock, our Mah-Jongg Basics group continues in the Country Kitchen on the second floor of the Arbor at the Woodlands. Tomorrow we have 2 new classes, Session 3 of the 1950s with Gerald Zeidenberg, and we also have another Apple iPad or iPhone walk-in clinic. This is with Penny Modridge and some valuable assistants in the Computer Teaching Center in the tunnel on the island. Stop in with your questions.
Menus for Thursday, January 29th. In the Crystal, the platter is petite sirloin steak with baked potato and broccoli. For dinner, it's the Crystal Carving Board for $13.95. The soup is lentil. In the Island Cafe, for lunch, it's a chicken panini with provolone, roasted peppers, and red onion with chips for $7.25. And at dinner, it's Thai night for $8.25. In the Palm Grill, you can enjoy New York strip for $19.95 or linguine and clams for $15.95. All menus are available 24 hours a day at shellpoint.net.
Hi, welcome to Village Church Connections. I'm Andy Hawkins, the senior pastor of the Village Church, and I'm delighted to have Dr. John Stumbo with us today. John is the president of the Christian and Missionary Alliance. That's the denomination with which the Village Church is associated, and also the denomination that is the owner of the Shell Point retirement community. So thank you for being with us, John. We appreciate that.
I'm delighted.
Okay. And we're actually here to talk about denominations.
Okay.
I think it's interesting to note, first of all, that the Village Church, while it is associated with the Christian and Missionary Alliance as a denomination, nevertheless has most of its members who have backgrounds in all kinds of other denominations. And which I love, by the way. I grew up Methodist. I've been Presbyterian. My son is Southern Baptist. So we've got a wide range of those denominations and many others who are involved in the Village Church. And a lot of people might wonder, what does it mean? What's this whole issue about denominations? We look at the Bible, don't exactly see denominations showing up along those lines. But I've appreciated your insights into some of this kind of thing, and you had a wonderful little outline that helped us understand something about what it means to belong to a denomination. Would you share that with us?
I'd be happy to, Andy, and I do delight in the fact that Shell Point Village is made up of so many different backgrounds. That's part of the beauty of the body of Christ, that no one denomination is big enough to represent all the glory of God. And so there's different hues and nuances and rhythms that different denominations, cultures, backgrounds, languages bring, and that all better together reflect the glory of God. But today, there's kind of an anti-denominationalism out there that the death of denominations has been discussed in recent decades. I think that kind of conversation is going to quickly die out, frankly, because this is a great time in human history to be bound together with others that are like-minded. As the opposition against Christianity grows, even in America, this is a good time to link arms together, New Testament style, and not just be an autonomous, independent church out there doing our own thing, fighting our own causes, but to be linked arm in arm and even in policy and polity together with a broader community for us to not only be defending the cause, but also to be forwarding the cause of Christ in this world. So you asked about the outline that I've been working with. This is not original to me, but when you think very simply about what a denomination is, whichever denominational background the viewers come from, you can think of it in terms of there are three things. There's beliefs that we hold. We've gathered around a set of beliefs that we feel like articulate who we are as a body. There's a mission that we share. We haven't just been called to believe things together. We've been called to do something together, to get something accomplished in this world for Christ. And we do that together in relationship. So beliefs that we hold, a mission that we share, and relationships that we value. It's not that we don't value other people, but we've linked arms. We've committed ourselves, believing that we get more done together than we would if we just operated independently. And Shell Point Village is a classic example of that. As a local church, you're doing so much for the village itself and for surrounding area, but as you link arms with the broader Christian community of the Christian Missionary Alliance, now you're touching places that your residents will never get to see with their human eyes, but you're in North Africa, you're in the Middle East, you're in Europe, you're in South America, you're in Asia, you're all over Asia, because you're linked with this broader family that holds a belief system together, shares this mission together, and are convinced we do better together.
That's amazing. I know that you've pointed out, which I've recognized before, but I certainly value the fact that you pointed out, with all of the conflicts going on around the globe these days, in places like Iraq and in Ukraine and in Syria and in West Africa with the whole Ebola stuff, we have works in all of those places, don't we? And so we are a body of people, not only here at the Village Church, but we have linked arms with brothers and sisters who are doing things to really communicate the love of Jesus in each of those places where those conflicts are raging, and sometimes unbelievably raging. And you can't sort of do that by yourselves, can you? Yeah.
It is, while very difficult to watch news on a regular basis, it is encouraging to know that the gospel is advancing through ministry of Shell Point Village as you're connected to the broader work of the Christian Missionary Alliance in all those places that you've mentioned.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's another issue that I think it raises the issue of denominations, because we have people who are sort of in the builder generation, who are here in the Shell Point retirement community, and many of those folks have a loyalty to churches that they came from or denominations, much more so than, for instance, the boomer generation, which is the generation that's starting to come into the Shell Point community. They have less of a loyalty to denominations. But I think it is important for everybody to recognize that we are part of a group that is bound together, not only in terms of beliefs and mission, but also in relationships, to be the people of God in this particular place. And I value that immensely, and I think it's important to be a part of this denomination. And we trust that people who come here, whatever their denominational backgrounds might be, will recognize that if they share those beliefs and can resonate with the mission and find the relationships that we have here, that they can be comfortable, and not only comfortable, but also fruitful in the things that God calls them to do.
And we're proud to have a Methodist, Presbyterian, Southern Baptist as one of our pastors. So bless you, Andy. I'm thrilled about your ministry here at the Village Church.
Yeah, thank you for those insights. And thank you for joining us today on Village Church Connections. And we hope to see you soon.
We're glad you joined us for today's show. Tune in tomorrow when we'll hear about presidents and their first ladies. Until then, this is Shell Point Today for Thursday, January 29th. I'm Mary Kay Grimaldi.
And I'm Rich Nation. And for all of us here at Shell Point TV, we hope you have a great day, and we'll see you back again here tomorrow.